Hi, hello viewers. Welcome to CVR English Big Story. Today is a big day for people who are interested in national politics or in national policy making. Well, every secular leader today had become a communal leader because of a specific bill which was introduced by Kiran Rijiju, the Minority Affairs Minister of the central government. Well, this bill had brought the larger interest of many communities in this country to a single bench. Two political units of this country, one is the India Alliance, one is the NDA Alliance. Both has been miserably failed today because to bring the hope of the people and to bring people into a singular neutral place and create the harmony between the people. Well, both the political units, whether it may be NDA or whether it may be the India Alliance, both of the political unit had divided the entire nation into a communal mindset. Well, the highly anticipated bill of after the 2024 election, which is the Waqf bill, had been finally introduced into the Parliament House today by the Minority Affairs Minister of Union Government of India, Kiran Rijiju. Well, that's the exact situation as of now. Both the political units had been on fire and had been on their toes from the morning in the Parliament House. Well, let's listen to what leaders have spoken about this.
महिलाओं के लिए, बच्चों के लिए जो भी जरूरत काम है उससे हम पीछे नहीं हट रहे हैं और जो लोग विरोध कर रहे हैं वो राजनीतिक कारण से विरोध कर रहे हैं। बाकी तर्क मैं सदन में रखूंगा और मैं ये भी चाहता हूं कि अगर कोई विरोध करता है तो तर्क पे विरोध करे और एक एक तर्क, एक एक सेक्शन का, एक एक क्लोज का हम जवाब देंगे, क्योंकि जब हम इस तरह का बिल लेके आ रहे हैं बहुत सोच समझ करके, बहुत तैयारी का साथ हम आए हैं और सदियों तक लोग याद रखेंगे कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी का सरकार में एक ऐसा बिल लाया है जिसने गरीब जनता का, विशेष करके मुसलमानों में, जो दुनिया में सबसे ज़्यादा गरीब मुसलमानों का संख्या हिंदुस्तान में है, उसका चिंता सबको होना चाहिए और ये चिंता नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है, हमारा सरकार ने किया है। और साथ साथ जो वक्फ बोर्ड ने कई सदियों तक, कई सालों तक जो मिसयूज किया है, अधिकार को गलत तरीके से इस्तेमाल किया है और गरीबों का जायदाद लूटा है, उसमें भी रोकने का काम हम कर रहे हैं। देश हित में है और हम पुनः सब पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को अपील करते हैं कि देश हित में सब बिल को सपोर्ट करना चाहिए। अगर विरोध करते हैं तो तर्क रख के विरोध। देखिए, आज ऐतिहासिक दिन है और वक्फ संशोधन बिल 2025 आज लोकसभा में पेश किया जाएगा और मैं इतना साफ साफ कहना चाहता हूं कि देश हित में जो बिल ला रहे हैं ये करोड़ों।
Well, from yesterday evening, the words spread out that BJP has issued whip for its MPs, which means every MP, member of parliament from BJP, has to attend the floor of the parliament today by any cost, so that the bill would not get disappointed. This particular Waqf amendment bill was anticipated by every BJP follower and many communities of this country. Well, BJP from 2014 has been saying that we will do amendments in Waqf board so that Waqf board can't claim each and every place which they wanted. Well, let me explain you Waqf in a very simple way. There is a board which comes out, and if at all it claims that your house is a Waqf property, well, it has to be unconditionally submitted to Waqf without any challenges in any district, high court or the Supreme Court. Well, Waqf board has its own tribunal where an individual has to go and has to represents its challenges if at all Waqf board had claimed your particular land. Well, this draconian law was introduced by the Congress government in the previous time. Well, by time, well, this act has to be amended, but it was not done due to some political advantages taken by previous governments. Well, in this particular situation, country had become into two political units. One unit which is supporting the Waqf amendment and the other unit which is opposing the Waqf amendment. As everyone know what happened during CAA and NRC bill was passed. NRC bill was not passed, but when CAA was passed in the parliament, everyone know what happened in the capital of this country, which is Delhi. Well, after such situations, police and central government of Delhi and few parts of Uttar Pradesh has taken this situation very seriously and also participated voluntarily in many places so that communal tensions would not arise after this bill is passed or being brought into parliament. As everyone know, during Article 370, pre-force was deployed in Kashmir, well, to maintain peace in Kashmir. The same situation has occurred in many parts of UP. Well, there are other leaders like Asaduddin Owaisi, Akbaruddin Owaisi, or other minority leaders who are saying that this is a very communal bill. If at all this bill passes, there would be a huge outrage from the Muslim community and the streets of this country would be blocked once again. Well, these were the open threats given by the opposition leaders to the government when the matter comes to the Waqf bill.
है वक्फ बोर्ड वक्फ काउंसिल में मेंबर और उसमें मैक्सिमम 4 नॉन मुस्लिम के साथ साथ में 2 महिला कंपलसरी है। 2 महिला होना ही चाहिए सर। उसके बाद सर स्टेट अभी आप पूरा वक्फ बोर्ड देख लीजिए, महिला कहाँ है? महिला को भी रखा ही नहीं है, वो सिर्फ बातें करते हैं सर। 22 सर मैं स्पेसिफिक बताना चाहता हूं, सेंट्रल वक्फ काउंसिल में टोटल 22 मेंबर्स में 4 नॉन मुस्लिम से ज्यादा मेंबर नहीं हो सकते हैं। एक्स ऑफिशियो के पद को मिला करके 3 मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट होगा। मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट तो किसी धर्म का हो सकता है। जब इलेक्शन करते हैं तो कोई भी धर्म का मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट या एमएलए बन सकते हैं सर। 10 मेंबर मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी से होगा, 2 फॉर्मर जजेस होंगे सुप्रीम कोर्ट और हाई कोर्ट के, 1 एडवोकेट ऑफ नेशनल एमिनेंस मेंबर रहेंगे, 4 पर्सन्स ऑफ नेशनल एमिनेंस फ्रॉम वेरियस फील्ड। ये तो कई कमिटियों ने इसको सिफारिश किया है और एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी या जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी टू द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया उसमें रहेंगे। आउट ऑफ 10 मुस्लिम मेंबर्स 2 महिला अनिवार्य है, ये हमने प्रावधान रखा है। और स्टेट बोर्ड में आउट ऑफ 11 मेंबर्स 3 से ज्यादा नॉन मुस्लिम नहीं हो सकता है। एक्स ऑफिसर को मिलाकर के 1 चेयरपर्सन, 1 एमपी, 1 एमएलए, 4 members from Muslim community, 2 members with professional experience, 1 member of Bar Council and Joint Secretary to the state government dealing with work matters. Out of 4 Muslim members, 2 shall be women. ये हमने रखा है ताकि हमारे बहनों को किसी तरीके से दरकिनार नहीं कर सके। वक्त एक सर हमने जो नया प्रावधान रखा है उसमें जितना भी जो आर्बिट्रेरी प्रोविजन जो जरूरी नहीं था उसको हमने सामान्य रूप से देश में और जितना कानून है उसको मिलाते हुए मुख्य रूप से ट्रांसफर है वक्त।
Let me explain what is Waqf Board clearly and in a very simple way. Waqf Board is a very personal board for Muslim community which claims that many lands and properties were given in the name of to help the community. Their Muslim ancestors or the kings who were there in previous era had given many properties or many lands for the help of poor Muslim community people for further generations. This is the reason why Waqf Board has been formed. Well, after the formation of Waqf Board, the pre-governments which were there in the post-independent, which were present in the post-Modi era, gave n number of enormous and it's kind of veto kind of rights to Waqf Board. Well, this would be a very shocking thing, but this is the hardcore reality which is happening in this country. The parliament building which is representing India and making India's law and making amendments in India's law or making new laws, the very parliament house, the old parliament house, and the subject to be corrected, in fact the present parliament, which is the new parliament, is also has been claimed under Waqf properties. Let me tell you one more thing. Not only the Parliament of India, the Supreme Court of India, the place where Supreme Court of India is present, is also claimed by Waqf Board that it's the land of Waqf. Well, let's go into the very recent and fresh example. The place where Mahakumbh happened in the previous months, those particular land, 16 bighas of land where the Mahakumbh was happening in the Prayagraj, was also claimed by Waqf that this is our Waqf Board. Hindu community is celebrating its holy thing in our particular land. This was the claim by the Waqf Board. Well, let's go into the deep history once again. Let's go into 1 or 2 years back news. A temple which is in Tamil Nadu, which ages 1500 years. The temple was built 1500 years ago in Tiruchennurpalli in Tamil Nadu. Well, that particular temple and that whole village was claimed by Waqf that this is a Waqf property. A temple which was constructed before the Islam era, that temple is being claimed as a Waqf property. How can someone accept this in this country where the constitution is being followed? No one will accept this. Well, the Sharia law may accept this, but the constitution of this country, which is written by Baba Saheb Ambedkar, will not accept this kind of laws. Well, amendment in this law were completely democratic, where today in the Parliament House many opposition leaders were speaking lies openly. Well, let me give you a very simple example. Before this bill was brought to the Parliament House, there was a joint parliamentary committee before the session, before this particular budget session of Union Government. Before this bill was brought to the Parliament House, the JPC, Joint Parliamentary Committee, had been discussed about these amendments. Every party which participated in the Joint Parliamentary Committee, including the opposition parties like AIMIM, Congress, SAPA, BASPA, every party has also given their suggestions and accepted the amendments which are going to be made in this Waqf law. Well, after everyone's acceptance, only the bill was brought to the Parliament. But today, every leader showing their own reasons why they are known as political leaders has openly condemned today's act. Why these leaders has accepted the amendments before during the joint parliamentary committee session, and now why the very same leaders are making this a big issue. In fact, Congress party and other opposition parties had openly said that this amendment of Waqf bill is an RSS idea, and RSS want to destroy the Muslim of this country. These were the exact words said by many opponent leaders.
I thought that in this sir, I thought sir, you have to protect me, sir. Sir, I thought that in the introduction of this bill also, I have spoken. In this house, we are all came as a representative of the people. The great country, Bharat, being the member of parliament of our great country, we are representing our people to demonstrate, to debate on the issue related to peoples. I expect that so many legislation are coming in during this period. I expect that legislation last so many years, our farmers are in the street. They are asking for doubling MSP, of legal guarantee for doubling MSP. The bill is not coming. The youngsters of this country, they are totally unemployed. They are in despair. Therefore, the country expecting something, legislation to change, the drastic change for the youth of this country, not coming. The legislation, piece of legislation given priority by this government, you can see that to have only one agenda, to divide our own Bharat Mata on the name of religion. To divide Bharat Mata on the name of religion. This is the only one agenda. Yes. Kiran Rijiju is speaking. While speaking, you are repeating. This is not against minority. This is not against. Why this type of guilty conscience in your mindset? Why this type of guilty conscience? Why?
Well, let's discuss a small topic which is related to the properties which are there in India. In India, most of the land is owned by military. The army which protects us, the territorial army which protects us, the army which flies on the air to protect us, the army which sails on water to protect us, the army which guards our borders to protect us, has the highest land occupation in this country. After the military, it's the railways, the railway which makes our travel easier from one part of the country to the other part of the country. Today, if at all we are connected from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and Mumbai to Manipur through railways, that is the reason why railway has the second occupancy of land in this country. After these two, the army, the military, the air force, the navy, the railway. After these two, the highest property owner in this country, the highest landowner of this country, the highest land possessor in this country is the Waqf board. Why? A religious board which is formed to encourage or to nourish the people who are below the poverty line in the Muslim community. They are having third highest land in this country. Why? Despite having the highest land occupation in this country, why Muslim personals who are below poverty line, why they are not getting any help from this particular board? Well, after the passing of this bill in parliament, many Muslim communities like Pashmanda or the other communities from Muslim
protection of the law. Sir, even Article 25 guarantees all citizens the right to freely profess, practice and propagate their religion, sir. And Article 26 says that subject to public order, morality and health, every religion, denomination or any section thereof shall have the right to establish and maintain institutions for religious and charitable purposes and to manage its own affairs in the matters of religion. Sir, this also violates Article 26, and there have been unnecessary changes like changing the name and inclusion of non-Muslim members under section 9 and 14 of the bill, which is unnecessary. And also
well, when the matter of Waqf comes to these two particular Telugu states, Janasena, TDP and BJP has combinedly supported the Waqf amendment bill, whereas TDP MPs has also raised their voice and their concerns on particular Waqf Amendment Bill, whereas TRS, YSRCP and Congress, three of the parties has opposed the Waqf Amendment Act. Whereas before concluding today's big discussion or the big story, let us make clear that from past 2 weeks this country has been polarized in such a way that it was not polarized as much it is now before. Well, whether it may be the Aurangzeb row or the Waqf row, politicians will be trying to polarize the people who are in this country. Well, let's not polarize. Let's go into the facts and let's burst the myths which are given by the politicians. Let us understand the bills. Let us understand the reason why the previous draconian laws are being amended, and let's identify the people who lost their lifetime earnings and their dependable lands or their properties because of this Waqf board. Well, let's, before going to any ideology, let's understand the bill and let us understand why at this particular time this law had been taken up. Before concluding, let me tell you, let us not get polarized and let us be united. Unity in diversity is the strength of this country. Let us not make one more Shaheen Bagh by supporting Waqf Amendment Act or Waqf Amendment Bill. Before this, people come to a conclusion, before go into joint parliamentary committees decisions. Well, this is the special big story for today. Let us meet with another important and interesting update tomorrow. Signing off, Shrikar Tumala. Keep watching CVR English. Jai Hind.